Hey everyone, this is Dexter. Dexter was born on June 23rd, 2011. He's an orange ghost ball python, and this is his, I believe, second week since he's been a completely happy camper in his new Ricky's Reptile Enclosure. Ricky's Reptile Enclosure has basically gave me a whole new way of thinking to having the traditional fish tank set up. It pretty much eliminates all the need for daily maintenance, checking on the tank, besides just making sure that his water is fresh and that everything is happy inside the tank. It's pretty much been like a complete lifesaver since the first couple of weeks we've had him, because it was like the cool side was always almost like way too cold. The warm side, I didn't know how to keep it, at a certain temperature. The humidity was always dry. It basically has been, I have two kids. It's been like a lifesaver in many different ways. So his shelf, excuse the lighting, I'm trying the best I can here. I have like every light on in the place and my light of my phone. The shelf is built in the corner, up above. It's made to the size of Dexter's Ricky's Reptile Enclosure, which is the large showcase that they sell on the website, which is the perfect lifelong tank for a ball python. It's a few feet off the ground. You can see it has like a TV stand and a TV height as far as the aspect of how high it is. I have two young kids, which is the reason for the gate around the DVD player and whatnot, but this Ricky's Reptile Enclosure is also out of the way. It is fantastic for maintaining humidity, the temperature. I can open this all up for you so you guys don't have any type of reflection, but it comes with two sets of keys. They explain all that on the website, and that's fantastic. Both out of reach. One's kind of locked away as a spare set, and the other one is always around on the shelf area where we have our setup. I have a small water bottle since we don't always need to spray for humidity. I have my thermostat, which is right around 90, 91-ish constantly. The warm side is currently 92 actually, but that's as high as it'll get, and then it'll drop down to like as low as probably 89 and then just jump back up. So the Zilla thermostat actually does a great job. Most of these plants I made on my own. This is my setup inside here. I have kind of plants in the two corners. Just kind of did some dollar store work there and electrical taped there's no sharp edges, but just to make sure that where the suction cup attaches to the plants that I made, is smooth and comfortable and padded and stuff for Dexter. This is his cool side hide. I'm using cypress mulch as recommended by Ricky. They recommend coconut husk as their favorite substrate, but I'd have to order it online, and it's not really readily available at the Petco and PetSmart in my area of Massachusetts. His decent-sized water bowl for his size ball python, a very, very large climbing mechanism thing here where it's fake wood, weighted down. It's pretty heavy, so he doesn't tip. I got that at PetSmart for like $20, which is a great deal because he actually loves to climb. An empty spot of the cypress mulch to show you guys how Dexter, even at the temperature that he's at, loves to burrow, even though that all the websites of everything that's related to ball pythons, aside from Ricky, who kind of knows his stuff, says that they don't burrow. That's the black heat mat that you see, which covers about a third from the back all the way to the front, probably up to where about that the tree climbing branch starts. So it's probably like right like that area right there, which is the heat mat, the large Zoom Ed heat mat. And then you have all this other space. He loves it. The cool side hide, some plants in the back there. That log is usually over that little burrow area, and right now you can actually see the probe, which Ricky actually did a great job and made me a larger hole in the back. It comes with a hole in the back for all of your thermostats and heat pad cords. I've seen some people kind of stick them through the air holes on the side here, and I want it to have kind of a sleek look that you can't really see anything aside from that cord on the bottom, which I'm going to hide. is pretty wire free. So he actually enlarged that hole for me, which is normally, I think it comes standard with a 3/8 hole, but the Zilla thermostat actually has a gigantic probe, which you can see, and it's bigger than 3/8, so they actually enlarged it for me, which is very, very nice of them. And it didn't take any extra shipping time or anything like that, which was very nice. One thing I will say is that Ricky's Reptile Enclosures, as far as the customer service, you actually deal with Ricky, and the owner of a business, somebody who takes pride in their business, actually is the best person to deal with as far as customer service goes, which makes perfect sense. He doesn't just hire like these people at a call center who will get back to you whenever they have a chance, or email. It's got to go to like his BlackBerry or iPhone. Ricky, I'm not sure what you have if you see this video, but I really, really appreciate all the questions you've answered in a timely manner. The honesty about the size of heat pad. I bought a heat pad that was a little bit too small for this size of enclosure, and he just said, you know what, if you want your snake to be as happy as it can be, living in the environment that it's living in, I would go up a size. So all that stuff, all the way down to the shipping and all that stuff from Canada to the U.S., Massachusetts here, was all very easy, even through customs and all that stuff, and Ricky was there every step of the way. Just so you guys know, I have a recommendation as far as putting a Ricky's Reptile Enclosure on a shelf. Because the heat pad gets so hot, I put some pads here, some sticky pads, which didn't end up working out very well, which are these adhesive little pieces of foam rubber. Don't use those because they get warm, the adhesive warms up, gets slick, and the tank just slides. Excuse me for calling it a tank. It's not a tank. It's an acrylic enclosure, and it's been 100% better than the tank that we had. What I ended up finding was that Ace Hardware, which is the local hardware store in my area, has little vinyl. It's almost like rubber, but it's very, very hard. It has a little bit of give to it if you squeeze it as hard as you can with your fingers, but it actually keeps, it's about 20 or so millimeters, and I just stuck them on all four corners, which keeps my tank, as you can see the ones in the back there, high enough so that it doesn't overheat the heat pad in the shelf, and it keeps things elevated. So, excuse me one second, I will actually open this for you. With my locks here, it drops right down. This thing has just been awesome for us. So here's my Ricky's Reptile Enclosure. Dexter has absolutely loved it. Cypress mulch. The enclosure has the air holes. When the door is shut, going all the way around. I don't know why I just opened it to show you the air holes, because I just had a perfect view of it when it was closed. But those are perfect. The customer service has been out of this world. The sturdiness, the quality, the shipping, all the way down to taking it out of the crate. They put like little like pine boards all around it so it doesn't get squished in delivery from UPS. All the way to making the hole bigger, keeping humidity, everything that he needs inside here, perfect. Don't know if you guys can read that because of the glare. I'm at 76.2 on the cool side. 64% humidity. It hasn't actually even gone down as low as it gets because Dexter actually just finished shedding. The shed was in multiple pieces, but that was nothing to do with Ricky's Reptile Enclosure. That was, Dexter's a fairly young snake. I tried my best to keep the humidity up at a comfortable level. I was kind of afraid about the cool side. This is actually one of the warmest that the cool side has been. I'm usually in the low to mid 70s, which I knew was a little bit cool. Thought that had something to do with it, and he just didn't have a 100% perfect shed, but we're hoping for the next one, since this was our first shed with him. He just had a little bit stuck on like the last third of him, like from where my thumb is down. It was just kind of stuck on there, wanting to come off, and all I did was just make him a lukewarm face cloth, put it in my left hand, held him in my right, and just kind of had him like wiggle through the face cloth. And I didn't pull it. You definitely don't want to pull it. But just kind of helped him ease it off if he just got frustrated doing it himself or just couldn't get it off. I just kind of let him crawl through the face cloth, and it came off with relative ease. So this is Dexter. He is happy. My Ricky's Reptile Enclosure has been awesome. I don't really know what else to say besides I would really, really recommend, if you are going to get a ball python, whether it be a juvenile or an adult, juvenile especially, since I made the investment in a 20-gallon tank, a screen, numerous other things, a stand for the tank, all kinds of things to get this guy happy. And deciding to go with Ricky's Reptile Enclosure was a great decision, because now all I have to do is enlarge my hides as he grows, enlarge my water bowl as he grows, and the tank will be with him for the rest of his life. Just so that you know, Ricky, if you do see this corner right here has Dexter and his Ricky's showcase, and my living room has an empty spot. I'm kind of thinking that if I get a female ball, or if I get another snake, which my kids absolutely love this one, I'm thinking about getting another one not too far down the road. There's another spot for a shelf and another spot for another Ricky's Reptile Enclosure. So I'm hoping to have my dual corners and 2 happy snakes because of Ricky's Reptile Enclosures. Check them out on their website. Ricky will set up payment plans. Please do not let the price scare you away. It's worth it. It's a one-time thing. You buy it, you're done. You have a snake and it's happy and it lives as long as it'll live. Hopefully 20 plus years, as they say in the different websites and books that we can read on ball pythons. But that's pretty much it. So Dexter's happy. Ricky, I'm happy. Thank you very much. Guys, I really recommend getting one of these things, because Dexter hasn't been, as docile and as comfortable as he's been since he had this enclosure. So I'm going to let him climb, because even though he's a ball python and people say they don't climb, look at this guy. He loves to climb. So he'll be up in that corner branch, kind of chilling out in no time. I'm going to put his warm side hide back over his little spot that he has here, burrowed out, which they also don't burrow, but mine does. Ricky really told me about all this stuff that people say that they don't do, that they do. So I made him as happy as I could make him inside my Ricky's Reptile Enclosure, as Ricky would allow, with all his expertise and awesome customer service. So thanks, Ricky. Appreciate it. My 2 little boys love looking at Dexter. They appreciate it. My wife keeping this thing low maintenance for me and myself. We appreciate it. I'm going to close them up. The dual locks. Out of this world. Keeps Dexter out. Keeps Dexter in. Keeps my kids out. Keys. Everybody's happy. It's secure. Customer service is awesome. Get one. The quality is great. It's worth the money. Thanks, guys.